What's up with that vanilla face? Me and my homie Azamat just parked our slab outside.
Please.
We're looking for somewhere to post up our black asses for the night. So bang bang, skeet skeet, nigga.
Welcome back, you guys. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Swadik Mayanja, and I am with Mumburi. Welcome to the Millennial Classics. And on this podcast, we talk about the best and most memorable movies, music, and culture-changing events from our generation. From one millennial to another, Mumburi, what are we talking about today?
All right, today is actually this is a Swadik special.
It's a great, this is not a Swadik special. This is a millennial special, okay? This is the pinnacle of comedy when it comes to satire. Pinnacle of satire. I'll get to my reasons why. Yeah, Mumburi, please.
We're doing Borat. We're doing Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen. This is pretty much like the one-man band type deal.
I'm gonna steal it.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Boom! Shakalaka turtle! You're out, LaFleur! Ejectocito, cuz! It worked! I love this part! Please! Come on!
Goodbye, Benny.
But we're doing Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes.
Q's actually gonna explain why we picked it because he was the driving force.
I'm more than the driving force, okay, you guys? All right, so before we even get... Oh, stop. It's my alarm clock. I got to get ready for that night shift. But before we even get into this, I want to just start by explaining the title. All right, when you get a title like this for a movie that gets played worldwide, you ask yourself why. How is it even possible? The title of the movie, we all know it as Borat, but the actual title is Borat: Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. The grammar isn't even correct in the title of the movie. That's where we're starting, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we start with this movie. All right.
This is gonna be a long episode then.
Yeah, okay, look. So the reason I chose this movie, because this movie was the funniest movie I saw up until the point I don't know how I'm trying to explain this, but this was the funniest movie I saw the first time I saw it. The funniest movie I saw.
The Hangover is better.
But this Hangover came out after. We'll get to Hangover. We'll be talking about Hangover. Right now, we're talking about Borat, the funniest movie I've seen up until that point. Okay. Yeah. And I don't know if there's a top 10. I don't know if there's a rating. I don't know what the scales are, but this movie, Borat, is easily, when I say easily, I mean easily in the top 10 most quotable movies of all time. Easily. Number one. Number two.
Is it quotable or do people just say, my name is Borat? Wow,
yeah, people also say wow, wee woo. People also say nice in that accent. It's quotable. I mean, we all know what people are talking about. Okay. Another reason why we picking this classic is because I was young enough, and this is just a personal thing. All right, we get to pick the classic, so we get to make the big decisions. So this is a little bit about me. So I didn't know who Sacha Baron Cohen was before watching this. I never saw Ali G. I never knew about that before watching this movie, and because I didn't know about that, I really didn't know the actor. So I thought this was, for like the first 30 minutes, actual dude from Kazakhstan coming to America and doing the shit. And it was like basically a docuseries of him coming to learn our culture and falling in love with Pamela Anderson, right? It's amazing. And lastly, Burry, I promise I'll let you go.
Yeah,
when you give me the responsibility,
I gave you that runway.
Exactly. You let me take all the time I need here. There's a special place, right? Everyone says that comedy is about talking about things that no one notices or like the cringy stuff. There is a special place for cringe comedy, and this movie knocks it out the fucking park. Knocks it out the park. Talk about cringe comedy. Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat is absolutely amazing at this. This is satire at its peak. This is cringe comedy at its peak. It is a millennial classic through and through. That is why it is a classic.
All right, I'll just add something to the end of that because I don't even know where to start. But I will say this.
Yes.
So when we've talked about when we talked about the rundown and we talked about some of the millennial classics we've done, we made a point to talk about how we felt at the time about the Millennial Classic and how we feel now. And this is firmly like in that rundown zone of like, at the time, this was like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
It was crazy because in 06, it was so different. There was no like it wasn't like people were sharing shit all the time and YouTube and like you could see what was going on in other countries and stuff. So it literally was like the joke was way better. You could keep it a secret longer. Like now, if he did this, like he did that new show, like What is America or Who is America?
Yes.
And it's like it leaked.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Because that's what happens now. But this, like no one had any clue. People were dead serious. Like I didn't know which parts were scripted, which weren't.
Exactly.
So you give it bonus points for that. But like now when you go back, what hurts it a little bit is there's been so many like Jackass, prank shows, prank skits on like Instagram and all this stuff.
YouTube
which kind of
specifically,
like
it's
YouTube,
all day, every day.
So it kind of, when you watch some of it, I mean, it's kind of like going back in time and seeing the original kind of ruins it because you've been watching all the like the descendants of it, but yeah.
And I know what you mean because this movie really does feel like it feels like a documentary, but at the same time it feels like sketch comedy where it's like one scene and then it's jumped to the next. There's no like flow between the scenes.
Yeah.
It's like he's going to go talk to the feminists. Okay, that's done. He's going to go learn how to drive. So it's
honestly like you feel like this could have been a YouTube. If this was made now, we'll talk about this later, but it could have been like a YouTube show.
Or it could have just been like Ali G or Who is America type situation. It could very much be that. But this movie, I mean, can I ask you this before we get into the details? How much did you laugh rewatching it? Because
specific scenes.
There's
some scenes where I was like in the antique room when he just falling around. I was like, what is this?
I know.
What is this? But there's some scenes I'll tell when you go to best scenes. Like there's one scene that just like knocked me out of the park because it was so how funny it was.
Yes.
But a lot of things like you've seen before, or like I watched Nathan For You on Comedy Central and it has like a lot of the same type jokes of putting people in like awkward positions. Oh
yeah, that's that show, My Practical Jokers. Yeah. It's literally this, but this has a different spin to it. The fact that it's a fucking, it's like a foreigner comedy.
Honestly, the main takeaway from this is like people give people from other countries a lot of leeway to say so much shit, and also people will just laugh along with anything.
Listen, it's not just saying something, okay? We'll get to the best scenes later. Let's wait. I'm so excited.